two teams. First pitch to Falby is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Good start there from Isis Tresvik.
And Auburn really wants to keep this lead off the base path. She has a lot of speed, a lot of consistency for the Florida Gators.
Yeah, some of the numbers that Falby has almost feel like you're playing a video game with how impressive she is, as this one's low in the zone for ball one. Falby has gotten on base in every single game this season. That's like every softball player's dream to be able to say, every time I go into a game, I'm able to get on base at least once.
That is a fact, JJ. And when she gets there, she has speed around the bases.
Here is a pitch that's taken for a strike. It's 1-2 from Tresvik. Again, Tresvik will talk a lot throughout the game about what she's able to do offensively, but just her 5th start in the circle this season. Did not pitch at all last year for the Tigers. Pitched sparingly in 2023, but the staff loves what she's able to do. Tresvik fields her position right here and gets the out. Nice job.
And that's a big out right there for the Auburn defense.
She made that look easier than it actually was, Kim.
Yes, and she does a good job of fielding her position. We typically see her in right field when she's not pitching. Stayed calm, made a good throw over to Amelia Leck at first.
I feel like staying calm is the biggest thing there when you've got the speed of Kendra Falby running down the line.
Yeah, JJ, at that point, you just really have to disregard the runner and just pay attention to what you've worked on fundamentally in practice day in and day out.
So here's the freshman Taylor Shoemaker. The 1-0 pitch. Hit well towards right field. Mania Womack ranging over, and she'll make the play for the second out of the inning. There's a look at Mania Womack, who gets the start in right field while Isis is pitching. It's always funny, Kim, we talk about any time a substitution comes in, it feels as though the softball gods want to test you right away and hit the ball right to you. So there's a chance for Womack.
That's right. Isis did a really good job with that off-speed pitch. Shoemaker was just a little bit out in front.
Erickson takes the first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Auburn got 2 innings of work out of Isis Tresvik on Wednesday night, their win over Troy. And in those 2 innings, 4 of the 6 outs recorded by the Auburn defense were by way of Mania Womack. So she was put to work in her time out there in the outfield.
Right, and she's here to show that she can get the job done in the outfield.
Womack, the transfer from Ole Miss in her sophomore season, now playing here for Auburn. Excited about her future. Now 1-1 count now to Erickson. She's got 9 home runs on the year. Tresvik throws this one for a strike. What a nice job placing that pitch.
So far, Isis is doing a really good job of staying on the corners, painting those corners, trying to keep it out of the middle of the plate where Florida's batters do the most damage.
1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch, it hit her. That one ran inside and it hit Jocelyn Erickson. It's gonna leave a mark. That'll sting for sure as Erickson will start to make her way down towards first.
It's really a tough end to that at bat. You can see Isis is just trying to get that spin to go off the plate, but not into the batter's box. Now we'll have to see how Isis bounces back from that at bat.
And we'll see Jocelyn Erickson shake it off a little bit. She's the catcher for Florida, so asked to do so much for this Gators team. The first baseman, Reagan Walsh, steps into the box, and she takes a first pitch strike.
Good job by Tresvik there to come back with a strike.
The next offering misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs and the runner at first. The 1-1 pitch on the way. And it's taken just off the plate. Ball 2.
Lisenby does a good job of framing that pitch, but just a little too far off the plate for the strike.
Aubrey Lisenby behind the plate catching today for Auburn. It was Kylie Brockman who was the starting catcher in yesterday's game. This one runs inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Aubrey Lisenby had 3 hits in the game Wednesday night against Troy. She was the starting catcher, when Tresvik started her last game.
Yeah, and Lisenby really, Coach Malveaux says that she really is their best defensive catcher.
This ball roped out to right field. It's going to be a 2-out single here for Reagan Walsh, and the Gators now have runners at first and second.
And JJ, this is really where Auburn defense has to buckle down. You see here, Walsh does a really good job of just staying back and going with that outside pitch. That's situational hitting. When you have runners on, you want to try to hit behind the runners to be able to move them better. She didn't try to do too much with that pitch.
Kinley Cahalan, the third baseman here for the Gators, homered in yesterday's game. From the state of Alabama in the Trussville area. She played for the Alabama Crimson Tide last season and now plays here for the Auburn Tigers. 1-0 pitch. Low and outside the zone for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
And really, Cahalan has a lot of power here. Tresvik's trying to keep it where she won't be able to do anything with it, but she really has to get back in with some strikes.
Yeah, good work from Tresvik to get the first 2 outs of the inning, but then a hit batter to Jocelyn Erickson and then giving up a single. And now Florida all of a sudden's in some business here with 2 outs.
And really, that's been kind of one of those plagues for Auburn so far, those free bases that they've been giving up, not being able to finish out.
Here's a called strike, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the inning in the top of the first.
Yeah, our home plate umpire, Mark Brown, there tried to delay that call just a little. I think the crowd got a little nervous there.
There's 2-2. I could hear the strike call before he followed through with the arm motion.
Isis does a good job with that off speed. Let's see what she does to finish out this at bat.
Cahalan's got a 2-2 count in the box. The offering started to check her swing. She did not go, according to third base umpire Kaylee Young. Here's a look at Kaylee Young. She was the home plate umpire in last night's game, and now the count's full. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Isis Tresvik with the big strikeout to end the inning for Auburn. So Peralta will be the batter here. She takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's a look at Keegan Rothrock, the 5'10" sophomore from Indiana, making her 10th start of the season and her first appearance since February 22nd. But good numbers there. You can see an 8-1 record, a 1.17 ERA. In 47 2/3 innings, she's only walked 5 batters. So this one's a swing and a miss strike. It's 1-2. Anytime you're out there for 47 innings and you've only walked 5 people, that's incredible command.
That really is. And Florida's really been eager to get her back. We're not really sure. Walton didn't say how many innings we may see her, but I think they're just trying to get her back in the swing of things. So far, it looks like she has pretty good command.
Staying ahead, 1-2 as Peralta fouled that one back. A look at the numbers for Peralta last night, up to a 347 average on the year, thanks to a 2-for-3 day at the plate yesterday. She'll take this one low in the zone. It's ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. That's off the plate. And a full count now to Nelia Peralta. Payoff pitch. popped up in the air, playable in the infield, and put away by Mia Williams for the first out.
Yeah, I think Peralta wishes she could have that one back. She just got under it just a little too much. As that ball started going up, she was unable to get her hands up above it for the second out. Excuse me, for the first out.
And so Annalie Adams will be the batter here for the Tigers. The freshman has a 7-game hitting streak. She's been super productive so far to start her career. She's an Indiana native, facing a fellow Indiana native in Rothrock in the circle pitching. 6 homers and 20 driven in this year for Adams. This ball's hit on the ground up the middle. Stepping on the bag for one and to throw over to first. A 6-3 double play for Florida to end the inning. 1 inning of softball done here today. We're still scoreless between Auburn and Florida.
The SEC and SEC Network thank our official corporate sponsors for their continued support of our student athletes during every championship season.
The SEC once again just litters the top 25 with teams.
If you want to throw, I'll show you right now. 3, 2, 1, better count me down. Do what I do, follow my lead.
It is out of here! This is where everybody wants to play. This is where everybody wants to coach. This is where the best are.
Do what I do, follow my lead.
SEC Network, your home for SEC baseball.
Expect the unexpected. Let's go! Touchdown! I love it. He has got it!
The United Football League returns to ESPN March 30th.
Well, we saw both of these teams pick up 1 hit in that first inning, but no runs to show for as we head now to the second. Still scoreless between Florida and Auburn. The Gators won last night's game by a score of 11-7, earning their 4th SEC victory of the season. While these Auburn Tigers are still looking for SEC win number 1 on the year. Mia Williams will lead it off. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Mia Williams, the 5'10" sophomore from Windermere, Florida. She's got 12 home runs on the year, including 1 from last night. She is the daughter of former NBA All-Star Jason White Chocolate Williams. There's this one in there for a strike. It's 1-1.
And JJ, Tim Walton talked about how productive she had been already this season. And her season last year was kind of down. He said that she's had more hits in the first 2 weeks of the year this year than she did all last season. And she's really started to come through for them.
Without a doubt. I mean, you look at what she did in last night's game and just the numbers on the season, hitting nearly 400. This is the number 6 batter in the order for the Gators, and you're able to bring someone up to the plate that's got a .398 average. This team can just hit. Going the other way, Rose Roach will make the play at second. So the Gators' second baseman grounds out to Auburn's second baseman for out number 1.
Nice job by Rose Roach there. There's a good bit of spin on that ball with Williams going with the outside pitch. She did a good job of watching it all the way in to complete the play.
So Corby Otis will be the batter. She takes the first pitch low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
JJ, in talking with Chris Malveaux about his pitching staff, you know, they're not asking them to go the full game. They're really asking them to do their job. So right here, every batter that ISIS faces is important.
Otis hits this one out towards center field as Abby Smith's able to range over and make the play for the second out.
And it's really about trying to limit the at-bats for each of these Florida Gators so they don't see her pitches.
Right.
And hone in on anything that they might be able to capitalize on.
It's been a pitching staff that's had to work together a whole lot. I mean, S.J. Guerin has definitely carried the heaviest of workloads, but Isis Tresvic's coming along. Talking with Coach Malvo about it as well. Part of it is just that Isis Tresvic did not pitch at all last year. So the stamina and in-game endurance that you're asked to exert there in the circle is just much different than what they're trying to get her to do offensively as well.
That's right. But she really has handled herself well. I think that she's really been able to extend her outings as the season has gone on. And really, from a staff perspective, you know, the quicker she can get through the lineup and limit the amount of time that the offense is on the field, the better it is for the entire staff.
2-0 pitch as Gabby Camilla will foul this one back. Taking a look at what Auburn has done this season, we've talked a lot about Tresvic in the circle. It's just kind of a breakdown. Here are the numbers on the screen for you going into today's game. Just such a heavy workload there for Guerin, and then it's just kind of been split up among several different arms.
That's right, and really, again, when we talk about a staff mentality, this is a perfect example of a staff mentality because there's just not that many innings of experience between them.
Backhanded stop by Roach. Her throw to first is just going to be a tad late. Tremendous effort up the middle from the Auburn second baseman, but with Gabby Camilla's speed, not much you can do here.
You can see Rose is shaded a little toward first base already, so that ball that's hit up the middle just takes her far enough that Camilla can beat it out. Rose did a great job of keeping the ball in the infield, though, there.
So here's Riley Holtorf, the Gators shortstop, the number 9 batter in the order, will foul this one off. It was the second hit of the ball game there for Florida. Holtorf scored 3 runs in last night's game, 3 of the 11 for Florida. 0-1 pitch from Tresvic. It's hit well to left field, back deep. Kim, that was a line drive that got out of here in a hurry.
It really did, JJ. Holtorf looked completely comfortable here at the plate. Sits back, gets all of her power through the ball there. And you can see that's really not even a bad pitch from Isis. The ball is lower in the zone. If that crosses the plate, might actually be a ball, but Holtorf just does a great job of going down and getting it and shooting it out of here in a hurry.
2 homers last night for Florida. That's their first of the night. It's a Gators team that has so much power up and down the order. Back to the leadoff batter in Kendra Falby as she'll foul this one back into the seats.
You know, this is really where we'll see how Auburn's defense responds. You know, Coach Malvo talked a good bit about how they know Florida's going to score.
Yep.
Florida's going to score. We can't focus on what they're doing from what Coach says, that Auburn has to really buckle down.
KK McCreary ranges back. She'll make the catch on the run for the third and final out of the inning. But out before Florida, able to strike first. The number of the order here for Auburn, it's their 4, 5, and 6 batters that will step up to the plate. KK McCreary, Anna Wohlers, and Amelia Leck. And nothing in 2 quickly to KK McCreary. One of the most competitive teams on this Auburn softball, players I should say, on this Auburn softball team is KK McCreary. 0-2, foul back, and it's nothing in 2. KK, however, Kim, in the midst of an 0-for-11 slump at the plate, really trying to break out of this thing because she can generate so much power. You can see her last 9 games, she's 1 for 28. Auburn really looking to find ways to get her back going again.
That's right, JJ, and you know, really from that perspective, at that point, you just have to not press.
Yeah.
You really have to focus on fundamentals of hitting that you've learned and that you've worked on in practice and not try to overdo things.
This one's out high and out of the zone. All that said, you're able to see in some of these swings from McCreary, she's still hitting the ball really hard. It's just another way to remind people how difficult this game can be.
That's right, and I mean, really, we can see the amount of movement from Rothrock with each pitch. You know, with her being out since the end of February, obviously she's trying to work on honing that in to catch those corners. She's not quite there yet, but we'll see how she does as the game progresses.
2-2 is a slow roller down the third base line. It's foul.
KK does a really good job of just wasting that pitch. You know, JJ, you mentioned how hard of a worker KK is. You know, she transferred to Auburn from Tennessee, came in 2022. There actually wasn't a roster spot for her, so she enrolled in classes.
Goes down swinging for out number 1.
Rothrock brings a very effective rise ball with the movement that just kept going up. KK couldn't keep herself from swinging at that one. It's an effective pitch for Rothrock.
As Anna Wohlers will step in and takes this one outside for ball 1. Just put a bow on that thought, though, with KK McCrary. Didn't have a roster spot when she makes the decision to transfer within the SEC and says, that's fine, I'll wait my turn, I'll work for it. I mean, these last 3 seasons, Auburn's very, very glad they've got her on their side.
That's right. You know, she took classes, she did her own workouts for that full year, and then she's been a great addition to the team. She has a lot of spirit, a lot of energy, a true team player from what Coach Malveaux says about her.
Ahead in the count now is Anna Wohlers, 3 balls and no strikes. The Davenport, Iowa native. Wohlers started her career playing for DePaul. This is her 2nd season playing for the Tigers after transferring. And she has a 4-pitch walk. Auburn with their 2nd base runner of the game. As that time, Rothrock couldn't find the zone. And once again, Kim, that's really difficult to even do. 48 innings of work now, and that's only her 6th walk of the entire season.
That's right, JJ. And to be honest with you, I would imagine that once she gets some of that dust knocked off, once of the rust knocked off, that spin is really going to start hitting.
Strike 1 to Amelia Leck. Both teams had 8 walks yesterday, so 16 combined. Must be something with the air here this weekend on the Plains. It's making it difficult to throw strikes. Ahead in the count, it's 0-2 as Leck swung over the top of that one.
I'm pretty sure both pitching coaches would like that air to settle.
Yes.
Stop with the free passes.
That always makes you want to pull your hair out if you're these pitching staffs.
Yes.
1-2 to Leck. Leck led this Auburn team with 12 home runs last season. She only has 1 this year. And I know that's been a bit frustrating for Leck this season as she's trying to get back into a rhythm here offensively. Down swinging, though, back another strikeout for Rothrock. She's looking good in her return. To walk a batter on 4 pitches, Kim, and then we see her come back here with a strikeout.
That's right. And just prior to that pitch, Amelia Leck shifted up in the box 1 step. It's almost as if she knew some type of spin was coming, and again, Rothrock successful with that rise ball.
Aubrey Lisenby, the batter, taking ball 1. There's a strike to Lisenby, and it's 1-1. Again, Lisenby with 7 hits on the year. 3 of them came in Wednesday night's win for Auburn over Troy. That game featured a season-high 17 hits for Auburn.
Auburn's really wanting Lisenby to carry that over into this series as well.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Tiger catcher. The 1-2 pitch popped up foul, and that's going to find the seats.
So far, JJ, it looks like over the course of these last 2 at-bats, Rothrock is settling in with her spin and that movement.
The 1-2 pitch, hit on the ground to short. Quick toss over to second, and the Gators get the force out to end the inning. Auburn gets 1 base runner on, but no runs to show for. 2 innings of softball done, and the Gators lead within the softball community.
That's right, JJ. Ovarian cancer is considered the silent killer because the symptoms are very non-specific and it's very difficult to pick up on it early. In 2021, they started the game, honoring Alex. They've been raising awareness and raising funds that all started with Beth Torina down in LSU.
As you can see, the Tiger coaching staff's got teal on in support of Alex Wilcox, both staffs for that matter here, and you'll see it all across the SEC here today in this one. As Taylor Shoemaker leads it off here to begin the third inning. 3 straight out of the zone from Isis Tresvik. There are just so many things that are bigger than softball and so many different ways to bring people together, though.
That's exactly right. And you'll see that the number 8 on each of these coaches' shirts and pullovers, and Mississippi State retired Alex's jersey number 8 on September 15, 2018 to memorialize her and honor her at the end of her battle.
So certainly thinking about the Wilcox family and all those battling ovarian cancer. As Auburn is going to make a pitching change here following the 4-pitch walk to Taylor Shoemaker. Isis Tresvik's day in the circle has come to a close. Chris Malvo chatting there with home plate umpire Mark Brown to make the change. We're going to see Haley Rainey come in to pitch here for the Tigers. Again, Tresvik got through the lineup once, only gave up the 2 runs on the home run, and just that endurance has got to be built up over time, and Auburn does want her to continue to be a productive offensive player, so sometimes it's just so difficult to balance the 2 of those things.
That's right. And, you know, we do see it. We do see it across other teams that you have pitchers who hit, but more so in this case, she's a fielder who's a strong offensive player who can also pitch. So it seems like it's gone unsaid, but maybe it appears that the mindset with Isis is to try to make it through that lineup at least one time.
So it will be Haley Rainey taking over in the circle here for Auburn, the 5'10" senior from Adna, Washington, transferred into Auburn this year after playing at Cal State Fullerton. She was the Big West Pitcher of the Year last season. It's her 23rd appearance through yesterday against this Gators team. She is not afraid to pitch to contact, Kim.
That's right, and that's really what Auburn needs. They need balls to stay in the park. They need the defense to be able to work and get those putouts with each at bat.
As we take a look at yesterday's game, Haley Rainey threw against this Gators team. She got the start, went 3 2/3 before Auburn brought in S.J. Guerin and Chaley Clemens, and then that softball rule that some people forget from time to time, you can see the pitcher come back into the game, and that's exactly what Haley Rainey was able to do. She left for some time before re-entering in the top of the 6th. As a pitcher, you never know when your number is going to be called, and if just because you've been in and are taken out of a game, you are able to go back in there. As the runner will take off towards second, and into scoring position goes Taylor Shoemaker.
From a defensive standpoint, that's not necessarily how you want your pitcher to come in. Looks like that ball just got away from Lisenby, which is not a common occurrence for her.
Pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Jocelyn Erickson was hit by a pitch her first time up. She walked 4 times in yesterday's game. (2-0) off the plate outside again for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Kim, there we see Isis Tresvik in right field now. So we talked about the workload. Just because she came out of the game pitching, she just goes and finds another position where we're used to seeing her out there defensively in right.
That's right, and that's just a testimony to her athleticism, which is really how Coach Malvo describes her, just a true athlete.
Can make a variety of diving catches. She's robbed home runs at the wall and has a lot of power as well. You see Jocelyn Erickson walk. I mean, you cannot get her out. She's been hit by 2 pitches this weekend. She has now walked 5 times this weekend. Reagan Walsh takes this one low for ball one. Something to be said for just finding ways to get on base.
That's right. Well, and obviously with the power of Florida, they're trying to, Auburn's pitching's trying to keep the strikes on the corners, and they're just, right now, Rainey's just not quite hitting them with Erickson.
As Walsh hits this one hard to third, Wohlers has it, and she'll get the lead runner by stepping on the bag. What a play by Anna Wohlers. It's the hot corner for a reason.
That's right, JJ. Anna does a great job of staying low. You see her low in her defensive stance. She doesn't pop up. She's able to rein in that ball and just step on third. I think the question would have been whether or not there was an opportunity to throw it across the diamond to first, but Shoemaker kind of broke that up on that slide.
Yep. So Kinley Cahalan is the batter. She struck out her first time up to end the first inning. That's fifth in the order here for the Gators. Homered in yesterday's game. Transferred from Alabama as Lisenby blocks this one well, and the Gator runners have to stay put.
We'll see here, Lisenby does a great job of, you can see her round her shoulders out, get her body over the ball to be able to block it up right there in front of her and prevent the runner from moving up.
1-1, slow roller to second. Rose Roach will toss to the second base bag and get the out.
See, Walsh kind of made a base running error there. Rose wasn't really close enough to her to tag her, but she froze just a little bit.
Whereas if she doesn't make that decision, she might have been able to get there to second. That was a slow roller off the bat.
That's right. If the runner makes it past Rose there, she may actually throw it to first to get that runner at first. But now Auburn's in a good position with 2 outs.
And Mia Williams at the plate. Again, she did hit a homer in yesterday's game, did Mia Williams. But 0 for 1 today with the ground out.
Just like we talked earlier about Rainey pitching to contact, this is exactly what they're looking. This is exactly what Auburn's looking for, wanting ground ball outs, something the defense can work with.
1 ball and no strikes to Williams. The pitch taken low. 2 balls and no strikes as Kinley Cahalan steals second base. Auburn's not even going to think about throwing down to second. You don't want to worry or risk that run coming in from third. So they'll give up that stolen base. 2 runners in scoring position now. Williams hits this one foul down the line.
And really, to be honest with you, JJ, with 2 outs, Lisenby's got a great arm behind the plate.
Right.
I think if that pitch is not low in the zone and she's trying to get the strike, the called strike, that she actually tries to shoot that runner out at second.
In that situation, worth the gamble.
Exactly. I think pitch, speed, and location affect that.
2-1 runs inside, 3 balls and a strike. Looking at this Auburn defense as well, and Florida, just their power to all fields. It's been interesting throughout the course of this series watching the shifts that are in place. Right now there's so much room down that right field line. Isis Tresvik is really playing far over in right center field. As this one's on the ground to short. Peralta has it. Her throw to first is in time to end the inning. So Florida threatens once again, but Auburn keeps them off third. That one's out of the zone for ball 1.
And it's nice to hear Kate Malveaux talk about, we ask about other pitchers and their movement, but it's really not about the pitchers and their movement. It's about Auburn and their approach at the plate and focusing on their preparation and focusing on finding the pitches, making the pitcher pitch what they want to hit.
Rose Roach takes this one outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Here's a strike from Rothrock. Rose Roach, the 8th batter in the order here for Auburn, and they would just love a base runner to get this inning started. See if they can make some sparks.
That's exactly right. At this point in the lineup, you're wanting to turn the lineup over.
And a good job here from Rothrock, falling behind in the count 3-0 and able to get it back full.
Now you can tell she's really trying to get those corners on some of these that have been a little bit close. She's kind of eyed in there a little bit, and the movement just hasn't brought it back over the plate.
A strikeout here for Rothrock as she retires Rose Roach. 3rd strikeout of the game for Keegan Rothrock in her return.
And as we can see here, JJ, she really goes upstairs. And in that, you know, raising the eye level of the batter, that's really where she's been successful in getting these Auburn hitters to swing and miss.
Abby Smith is the batter. Auburn loves to utilize her speed at the bottom of the order. She's certainly capable of laying down a bunt and able to reach.
Rothrock's happy to get that one. You can see the movement there. With Erickson doing a great job of framing that pitch for the called strike.
Smith barely gets a piece of this one as she's able to hit it foul down the 3rd base line.
And that's just an example of trying to waste that pitch.
Oh, 1-2, excuse me, fouled, and Smith able to stay alive.
Right there we see Rothrock just kind of pushing that ball further and further outside. Most likely if Smith lets that go by, it's a ball, but Smith is in defensive mode in the batter's box trying to win the at-bat.
And she's battling. If anything, you're just forcing that pitch count to go up there for Rothrock.
That's exactly right.
7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. As this one's up in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Abby does a good job of laying off that high pitch, and that really is the same pitch that some of her teammates have just not been able to lay off.
This one's fouled back, and it'll stay 2-2.
Abby's another one of those players that's great to highlight because of her just work ethic, her diligence, her team mentality.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Rothrock to get this 3rd inning started.
Rothrock does a great job of lowering the plane there. She's been going to that rise ball several times for the strikeout. That time it looks like a drop ball. It just falls off the table. Abby Smith can't get a piece of it.
As Tresvik grounds this one to 3rd. In time, though, Florida makes the play. Auburn goes down in order as we've played 3 full innings of.
Here in the SEC, we've got a good mix of the home crowd, but a good following by the Florida Gators as well.
Haley Rainey will start her 2nd inning in relief, facing Corby Otis, the Gators left fielder, who's 0 for 1 on the day with the flyout. One-0 pitch coming from Rainey as Otis will show bunt. Lisenby will field, and her throw to first is going to be late. I don't think anybody was expecting Corby Otis to be the player to lay down a bunt.
I think you are right, JJ, as evidenced by the amount of time it took the defense to get that ball.
Good decision by her then.
It's gamemanship right there,
Yeah.
just being aware of the circumstance and the situation.
Caught him sleeping. As Gabby Comia, excuse me. She shows bunt. She did successfully bunt her way onto base earlier in today. Let's take a look at this.
Camilla just does a great job of seeing that Anna Wohlers is playing back at the bag. And that's a nice drag bunt from the right-handed batter.
Yep. So Otis is over at first. Camilla at the plate. Fouls this one back, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. No one out in the inning. The 0-2 pitch. Hit down the line and foul.
Obviously a pitcher's count here. Rainey is definitely going to want to finish the at-bat.
Rainey looking for her first strikeout of the game, and she's got it. As she got Comia to chase one that was running out of the zone, and that's a big first out of the inning.
Rainey does a great job with this pitch. She pulls the string a bit, drops the miles per hour. It falls off the table. Comia just can't make a connection with it. That's a big strikeout for the Auburn Tigers.
So Holtorf homered her last time up. She hits this one out to shallow left field. That one's going to be played on a hop by McCreary. So a 2-hit day for Riley Holtorf and the Gators with runners at first and second.
I'll say, as a former left fielder, that's a frustrating hit right there. You got to pay the respect of staying deep because of the long ball, but then that's just a nice little bloop hit off the end of the bat for a base hit to move the runners up as well.
It's like you can only cover so much ground.
Yep.
So here's Kendra Falby, the Gators leadoff batter, who's 0 for 2. She tries to lay down a bunt. .443 average on the year for Falby. She continues to climb the record books in her Gator career. 51 hits to her name this season. She'd love hit number 52 right here. As she hits this one on the ground to first, Leck fields it and can't decide where to go with the ball. Auburn's defense wasn't set up for that, and everybody's going to be safe.
And that's really what Auburn was trying to prevent. They're trying to put together the complete game, and recently errors have just kind of plagued them. Leck does an outstanding job of fielding that ball and really has a reasonable thought to go to third. Wohlers just doesn't get back in time. Kind of the thought there would be if Amelia could have gone ahead and thrown the ball and led Wohlers there, that might have been an easier play than waiting on her to get there with the double clutch on the throw.
Because then to break this down further for people to explain the situation there, with Falby's speed, seeing her just lay down a bunt a moment ago, Wohlers was playing up, so she was away from the bag and having to backtrack to get back to that third base bag.
That's exactly right. And with the hit pulling Amelia Leck toward third base, Rose Roach is going to have to come cover first. There's a high likelihood that Auburn's not going to get her at first. So unfortunately, it just doesn't play out the way Auburn wants it to. And now Florida has bases loaded with one out.
For their home run leader,
exactly.
And Taylor Shoemaker, who's got 13 of them on the year. So the slugger, that's just a freshman, steps up to the plate. A 3-hit night yesterday, yet to have a hit here today. And the worst case scenario for Auburn, when you just simply look at the percentages, you'd say, well, she's due. She's due for a hit here.
That's right, Auburn's hoping that's not the case.
One 0 pitch to Shoemaker, taken for a strike, and it's 1-1.
And really, Tim Walton said earlier on the season, he said actually now Shoemaker's numbers are more like what we would call quote-unquote normal numbers, because she was just so explosive at the earlier part of the season that they were like unheard of numbers.
Right. 1-1. out of the zone, but a nice job by Lisenby to block that one up. 2 balls and a strike. Trying to be very careful with all the base runners on. This game's still within striking distance if you're an Auburn Tigers fan.
Hey, come on, babe.
On the ground to second, Rose Roach has this one pop off her glove. Now Gators are going to try to take a second run into the plate, and Auburn will get the outs. Holtorf gunned down at the plate. Shoemaker takes second base as Auburn wasn't prepared for it. There's a lot going on in that sequence, but the Gators do bring in their 3rd run.
A lot of moving parts on this play, JJ. Unfortunately for Auburn, it starts with an error by Rose Roach.
As it'll be Jocelyn Erickson coming up to the plate here with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Give you a look at that last play in a moment. Erickson takes this one outside for ball 1. Here it is.
So Rose, right here where it bounces off, she really needs to pick it up with her hand right there and back. But she sticks with it, makes a gun of a throw to Lisenby at home to get the runner out.
Or else that would have been the 2nd run to come in and score on that play for Florida. 2 balls and no strikes now to Jocelyn Erickson.
You definitely don't want to see the error to begin with, but the fact that Roach stayed with the play, didn't give up on it, and then got the runner out at home is impressive.
Out of the zone once more, 3 balls and no strikes. Erickson walks on 4 pitches. That's been the story of her weekend. Jocelyn Erickson's been able to find so many different ways to get on base, and that's the case once again right here. Bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
That's right, JJ. Sometimes the name of the game is just getting on base. It doesn't always have to come with the hit. And Erickson has gotten a free pass each and every at bat this weekend.
So Reagan Walsh will be the batter. And she takes this one out of the zone for ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Walsh. One 1-0 pitch, low and inside. Ball 2, and Aubrey Lisenby's going to call time to go out and have a word with Haley Rainey.
Really, this is just an opportunity for Lisenby to get Haley Rainey to calm down, take a deep breath. She's really just missing by the smallest amounts, especially on that drop ball. That's one of her go-tos, and they really want that to be a little bit further up in the zone. They need to get it for a called strike in order to make the Florida hitters really start swinging at it again.
2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch to Walsh, low, ball 3. So Haley Rainey is one more pitch out of the zone away from Florida scoring another run. The 3-0 pitch. Called strike, and it's 3-1.
It's a really good pitch for Rainey. Drops it down to 53 miles per hour. And she's trying to stay there, but just a smidge below that to get the batters to start swinging at it.
Here comes the 3-1. It's popped up, and that's going to find the seats and get out of play. Now the count's full. And for Auburn, they're now a strike away from getting out of this thing.
That's really where Coach Chris Malveau's talked about just buckling down, zoning in, getting out of the inning.
It's a full count to Reagan Walsh. Time called by Auburn. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's low, it's a walk to Walsh, and Florida scores their 4th run on the RBI walk.
And really, JJ, the unearned runs have really kind of been plaguing Auburn, especially in this series.
Yeah. 4 walks today from the Tigers as Kinley Cahalan will step up to the plate. She takes a pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Cahalan. Eight home runs on the year for Cahalan, including 1 in yesterday's game. The 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
And really that's where the chess match comes in, JJ, because Florida does have so much power. Rainey really does have to kind of strategically place those pitches, and unfortunately she's just not getting them close enough for called strikes.
The 2-0 pitch, low in the zone, ball 3. As Kayla Young, the third base umpire, said she did not check her swing. Or I mean that she did check it, it did not cross the plane. So Rainey's got to find the strike zone here. She's now thrown 40 pitches since coming on in relief. The 3-0 pitch. Missed low, it's a walk. Back-to-back walks, now 5 walks for the Tigers pitching staff, and it's 5-0 Florida.
Auburn sticking with Rainey, and this is just a situation where you just got to reach deep down and find it, basically. You just got to reach deep down, find it, try to put 1 strike together with the next.
First pitch to Mia Williams comes inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And Aubrey Lisenby will call time as she'll walk out to chat with Haley Rainey. And I mean, credit to this Florida team. They're going to be patient at the plate. They're going to say we got to wait for strikes.
That's right. And that really is the mentality from an offensive standpoint. Tim Walton really talked about, offensives, especially in the SEC, but really across the nation, that it's really about trying to pick up on mistakes of pitchers, because pitching staffs have become so talented. Pitching coaches have become very wise on scouting other offenses, that he really trains his team to look for those mistakes.
So it's 2 balls and no strikes now to Williams. Looks like it's been probably 6, 7, or 8 that have consecutively missed the zone right now. Fouled back this time by Williams. It's 2-1. That's a much needed strike for the Tigers. But again, it is 5-0 Florida right now in this 4th.
And really, to be clear with Auburn's pitching staff, Haley Rainey is really the only pitcher on staff who had innings coming into this season.
As this one missed the zone, and it's 3-1.
You can see a little bit of frustration coming from Rainey there. She throws up her hands at the umpire, just asking, where is that?
So 2 outs, the 3-1 pitch. Hit hard out to left field. This will play to run. Coming in to score is Erickson. An RBI single from Mia Williams, and Florida now leads it 6-0.
really, you can see here that Mia Williams just sits back. I mean, that's a slower pitch as well. She does a good job of keeping her hands back and just getting it through the infield for the RBI.
So Auburn's going to make a pitching change. Shaylee Clemens. Otis takes one low in the zone for ball one.
You'll see here the infield's playing for the out. The corners are back. Leck is deep at first.
1-0 pitch from Clemens. There's a strike, and it's 1-1.
And we'll see how Florida hitters adjust. That last pitch came in at 47 miles per hour. Clemens with a good bit of movement on her pitches as well.
Otis takes this one inside. 2-1. Two balls, one strike, 2 outs. Otis looking to add to the Florida lead. As this one's low and away outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike.
Wisdom showing why she's the best defensive catcher Auburn has there. She does a great job of blocking those balls up that are in the dirt.
Three and 1 the count. The 3-1 pitch. Taken for a strike, and now the count's full at 3-2 as Clemens finds the zone.
Shelley does a good job there of keeping it in the lower end of the zone to get that called strike 2.
It's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Slow roller down the line is going to go foul.
And really, that's what the Auburn defense infield has to be ready for when Clemens drops that speed. A lot of times batters are going to be out in front, which will get you a weak ground ball.
This ball's hit well by Otis out towards center field. Abby Smith is able to make the catch, and the inning comes to a close. Florida, though, puts 4 runs on the board. They lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom half of the inning. As Nelia Peralta will be the leadoff batter here for the Tigers. She swings and misses at the first pitch.
And really, Auburn's focus at the plate has to be 1 pitch at a time. They know that they can't get all of these 6 runs back with 1 swing, and they really have to break it down and not try to do too much at one time.
As Peralta takes a ball, it's 1-1. One pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Peralta followed by Annalie Adams and KK McCrary as Nelia sends this one out to left field. That's a base hit. It's just the 2nd hit of the game here for Auburn.
Nice job by Nelia Peralta being patient. Rothrock kept going to that outside corner of the plate. Nelia does a good job of just getting her hands out in front and taking that inside pitch to left field.
And so Annalie Adams will come up to the plate. The freshman for the Tigers. You see Peralta's got a 6-game hitting streak. Adams working on a 7-game hitting streak herself. She's 0 for 1. She grounded into a double play back in the 1st inning. 0-1 pitch to Adams. Hit to second, and it's off the glove of Williams. Everybody's going to be safe. Hard hit ball there from Annalie Adams.
Again, nice job of situational hitting there. She just went with the pitch, didn't try to do too much with it. And you'll see here, she just gets a solid bat on the ball. Second baseman there, Williams, so close to getting that. But Anna Lee was able to scoot it out to right field for the hit.
And she's able to extend her hitting streak with that as well, bringing KK McCreary up to the plate. KK McCreary, again, has been struggling for the Tigers. She's won for her last 29, and this is as good of a time as any for McCreary to get back going here for Auburn. First pitch is low and inside.
KK would really love to see a pitch that she can work with here, get out of a little bit of a slump that she's been in recently.
This one missed the zone ball too. First bit of trouble that we're seeing today from Keegan Rothrock pitching. (2-0) pitch, called strike, and it's 2-1. Still plenty of opportunities left for Auburn in this one. And it's a good start to the inning after both Peralta and Adams pick up hits. Here's McCreary trying to lay down a bunt. The throw to first will be in time to get the out, but Auburn will take it. A successful sacrifice right there, Kim, for KK McCreary.
Great situational hitting there for KK McCreary. She obviously would have loved to be safe at first, but her job in that position is to move her runners over.
And so into scoring position go Peralta and Adams. One out in the inning as Anna Wohlers will come up to the plate. And Auburn will bring on number 5, Georgia Lessman, to run at second base for Anna Lee Adams. So the Tigers speed up on the base paths and looking to drive in their first run of the game.
And really at this point in the game, JJ, every run matters when you're trying to scratch back from a 6-0 deficit.
First pitch to Wohlers is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. She walked her first time up. The 0-1, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Man, how can you not be impressed by what we're seeing from Keegan Rothrock? A bit of trouble here, and she's still out there competing and getting ahead in the count. Just missed. 66 that time on the radar gun from Rothrock, but Wohlers takes it for ball one. Look at this.
Really close, really close. Erickson does a good job of framing there, but just off the outside corner.
This one's down in the zone, ball two. That was 70 on the radar gun.
And
so even
really,
despite a long delay in the inning, like, we're still seeing that velocity.
That's right, and that goes back to her conditioning and the rehabilitation from, you know, whatever injury was going on that Coach Walton mentioned.
Foul back from Wohlers. The count remains 2-2. Wohlers with a .294 average with runners in scoring position this season. Auburn would love to see her come through here. She'll go the other way this time and into the Gator bullpen.
Really, Anna's trying to get settled in this position. And she had that 4 straight ball walk last at bat. She's seeing pitches.
So the 7th pitch of the at-bat is coming up. On the way, it's a called third strike. Keegan Rothrock with the big-time strikeout for the Gators.
We'll see here, that looks like just a different level rise ball there that Anna just thinks is going to be too high.
5 strikeouts on the day for Rothrock as Amelia Leck swings over the top of this one. It's 0-1. (0-1) outside the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And here at the plate again, this is a perfect example for Amelia Leck. Just not pressing, not trying to do too much. Just getting the base hit is what you need.
She swings over the top of that one, and it's 1-2. After Auburn got back-to-back base hits to start the inning, Gators right-handed pitcher Keegan Rothrock is now 1 strike away from getting out of the inning unscathed. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Amelia Leck goes down looking, and that brings the inning to a close. 4 innings of softball done. Gators on top, 6-0 here at Jane B. Moore Field. So Chaley Clemens will continue to pitch. Florida's got a pinch hitter that's come up to the plate here. Here's number 22, Cassidy McClellan. One-0 pitch. 1-1. See there the sophomore from Lakewood Ranch, Florida, standing 5'10". Down in the zone, ball 2. Florida trying to get the leadoff runner aboard. The 2-1 out of the zone, ball 3. So we give you a look at Kylie Brockman, who's now behind the plate at catcher for Auburn. She is subbed into the game for Aubrey Lisenby. The 3-1 pitch. That's a strike, and now the count's full. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chaley Clemens with the big punch out for Auburn.
Good start for the Auburn defense there.
Clemens fell behind in the count. She came back.
She did a strong job of coming back there. McClellan is just out in front. Swings right over the top of it.
So 3 strikeouts now for the Auburn pitching staff. As Riley Holtorf, the shortstop who homered back in the second inning, comes up to the plate. She's hit by the first pitch. Man, command has been a major issue this weekend for Auburn softball.
That's right, JJ, and you really can't afford to when you're playing a team like Florida that has such a strong offense, so much power, so much potential for hitting balls out of the park. You really can't give them any free passes.
So now back to their leadoff batter in Kendra Falby. First pitch on the way to Falby. This is low and away for ball 1. Falby has scored 1 of the 6 runs today for Florida. She's done it without officially recording a hit, but again continues her streak of reaching base in every single game. This one slowly hit back to Clemens. Throw to first, gets past Amelia Leck. The base runners are going to move up as they will hold Holtorf at third. But the Gators offense, you can't give them life. They're going to take advantage of every miscue and opportunity they have.
Yeah, JJ, and this is just a testament what speed does to the defense. Clemens fields the ball well, and you even see there, if it's a clean throw, Falby is so fast that she may have been safe anyway.
Yeah,
but
I think she would have.
Yeah, it forces Clemens to just make a bad throw, which unfortunately means extra bases. Unfortunately for Auburn, means extra bases for Florida.
So here's Taylor Shoemaker. This one's taken for a strike, 0-1.
And again, for Auburn defense, they really have to just focus on getting the outs now.
0-1 pitch to Shoemaker, out of the zone for ball 1. Isis Tresvik started the game pitching for Auburn. Then Haley Rainey came in, and now we're seeing Chaley Clemens pitching for the Tigers. She's behind in the count. 2-0. There's a strike. Two-one pitch, fouled back by Shoemaker, and it's 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. One out.
Clemens is scratching her way back with this batter. Auburn's wanting to see the same outcome as the leadoff batter of the inning.
The 2-2 pitch, low for ball three, and we've got a full count.
Broutman does a nice job of keeping that one in front, below her, blocking that one up.
As we've got a full count here to Taylor Shoemaker. Payoff pitch, hit on the ground to first. Amelia Leck slides, is able to make the stop and step on the bag for the out, but Florida is able to bring their 7th run into the game. They lead 7-0. As Jocelyn Erickson will come up to the plate. Here's a look at what she's done this weekend. She has stood in the batter's box and walked time after time after time. That was in last night's game. Today, hit by a pitch and then been patient. I mean, she does not officially have a recorded bat at all this weekend. And yet she's found so many different ways to get on base. You can see there, over 500 her on-base percentage.
Yeah, and that's just a good eye for the ball. And she does play catcher, so she does see more pitches, right?
That's got to be helpful.
Yeah, but you can tell that she just has a good eye for pitches. She has a good eye for knowing what's near the zone and out of the zone.
1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch, way outside, ball two.
But she has been a bit of a thorn in the side for
Yeah,
Auburn.
and she can't get her out.
That's right.
Seven 0 the Florida lead with their 8th run standing on third base. 2-1 pitch. That's outside, ball three. Can't make some of this stuff up.
We'll see if Clemens can fight back on this at bat like she did against that pinch hitter McClellan earlier in the inning.
3-1 to Erickson. That is a walk yet again. Jocelyn Erickson makes her way to first. Holy cow.
You know, and JJ, that's twofold. That shows you that she's patient in seeing pitches, but then she's not getting frustrated and swinging at pitches out of the zone, which I think is probably one of the bigger things as a hitter. Like, you're eager, you want to hit in that position with a runner on third, you want to be able to get that RBI, and she just does an outstanding job of being patient.
So Kylie Shaw comes in to run at first. And Reagan Walsh will be the batter. We'll see if the Gators try to put Shaw in motion. First pitch to Walsh, runs inside for ball one.
And again, I think the message to the Florida batters here is be selective, very selective.
One-0 pitch. Popped up to short. Nelia Peralta makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Florida leads 7-0 over the Tigers. Started her career last season playing in the SEC for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now playing for Auburn.
It's always interesting to hear the stories about these athletes. She was a 2-time powerlifting champion in the state of Kansas.
Yes.
And then a runner-up for javelin in high school in Kansas. So
A lot of strength.
That's right, a lot of strength, but also well-rounded. Means that she didn't just play softball all the time. Yeah, it's really important for these young athletes out there to not hone in on one sport and play it all year round. It helps to be a full athlete and learn how to do different skills.
Diversify everything they do. Brockman, Roach, and Smith are the three batters due up this inning for Auburn as Brockman fouls this one off. We've seen 77 pitches thrown today from Keegan Rothrock. And a strikeout here of Kylie Brockman for the first out of the inning. Take a look.
Yeah, Rothrock just a great job of just getting that ball in. Brockman just can't keep up with the spin there and the speed.
7 strikeouts today for number 7, Keegan Rothrock. Rose Roach, one of those strikeout victims, her first time up. Auburn's offense with just 3 hits on the day. Roach ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes.
And at this point in the game, adjustments need to be made to just get yourself on base.
There's a strike to Roach, it's 2-1. So that might be what we're seeing here from Rose Roach, as she's not taking many hacks right now, trying to see if she can work a walk. Hit hard on the ground to second. What a play by Mia Williams. That looked like a routine ground out to second, but Mia Williams handled that very well.
Yeah, Rose is all the way in the back of the box, trying to get a little bit longer time to look at that ball. Hits the ball really hard. Mia Williams just does a good job of using that right hand too to just cover up that ball as it pops up into her glove.
Abby Smith, the number 9 batter in the order here for the Tigers, takes one low for ball 1.
Abby's got a good bit of speed. If she can really just get the ball down in play, she has a good chance of beating it out at first.
She's ahead in the count right now, 2 balls and no strikes.
And we'll see, Rothrock's been in this position in previous innings, and she's charged back.
Oh, man. Got it.
Rothrock's got now over 50 innings of work on the season and just 6 walks. Good command, but she's fallen behind. 3 balls and a strike here.
3-1.
3-1 pitch to Smith. Chopped foul, and it's 3-2. So the count stays full.
And really the swing on that pitch, if that's something that comes into fair territory, typically Abby's going to beat that out with the number of hops.
Ooh. Hard hit ball back up the middle, off the glove of Rothrock. And Auburn will take it. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Nice at bat there for Abby Smith.
Look at this.
It's a hot shot back at Rothrock. Just off the tip of the glove.
It's like you can only react so quickly, Kim.
That, but Rothrock is very just relaxed. Doesn't overreact, but she just can't get the glove over there. Not really nice at bat by Abby Smith. We'll see what Isis can do here to extend the inning.
Tresvik is 1 for 2 on the day. 1-1 the count.
Erickson did a good job of framing that outside pitch.
Tresvik is now homered in back-to-back games following her grand slam last night against Florida. She also hit a home run in Auburn's Wednesday night win on the road at Troy.
Auburn.
1-2. Look at the numbers there. Florida ace. And simply put, that kind of just sums up what we've seen today, Kim.
Exactly. The Achilles heel right now for Auburn pitching are the free passes, the walks that they keep giving up. It's difficult for the offense to get in a rhythm and in a routine when the defense is on the field for so long.
So we'll see how this one closes out. Florida trying to pick up their 32nd win of the season. It'll be their 5th SEC win of the year. Kinley Cahalan, the batter. And it's a 1-1 count now. 356 average on the year with 8 homers and 36 driven in. That's a stolen base in today's game as well. 1-1 runs inside. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch to Cahalan. It's inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. You just know that's been eating this Auburn coaching staff alive, trying to watch their pitchers compete as hard as they can, but just not able to find the strike zone much at all today. And on cue, we see a walk here to begin the 6th inning.
And really, JJ, with Chris and Kate Malveaux in their first season here, I can tell you, the Auburn community is expecting. They have high hopes, and they know the energy and the intensity and the excitement that the Malveaux bring. It's just difficult in the first year of transitioning over. It's just a building process, and I think that's what we're seeing right now with Auburn. But the day in and the day out, you just continue to trust your preparation, try to encourage, especially this pitching staff, and just know that, keep plugging away and it's going to happen eventually.
For sure. I mean, and it's just a brand new pitching staff that didn't have a whole lot of experience coming into the season. We got to remind people, in case they had forgotten, this is an Auburn team that saw the graduation of Maddie Pinta, who was the most decorated pitcher in Auburn softball history. Shelby Lowe was with us on last night's call, did a remarkable job pitching in her career. Annabelle Wedra was a major pitcher for Auburn last season. She transfers and is now at Florida State. There just has not been a whole lot of experience on this Tigers staff, and that's kind of what they're working through, and it's really difficult to do that against a conference like the SEC.
That's right, and again, going back to it, again, Haley Rainey was the only pitcher who had innings coming into this season, and I mean, you'll see they're really trying to work just through the lineup, trying to get further into the inning, further into the lineup to get some experience for their pitchers. But it's just once you make it to conference play, it's very difficult.
One of those pitchers that they're looking to get more experience to is now coming into pitch. This is the sophomore Milena Tambora out of the Atlanta area. She actually started the very first game of the season this year for the Tigers. She's been used sparingly ever since. As you can see there, it's just her 7th appearance of the season as Tambora comes into the circle to pitch here for the Auburn Tigers. 7 innings of work, 6 walks, and just 1 strikeout for Tambora. Pitching coach Riker Chasen has done a nice job this year working with a lot of young pitchers, and now it's an opportunity for them to step up and make some things happen here in the game.
That's right. I mean, you just have to be eager for your opportunity. Like you mentioned, JJ, Milena hasn't seen many innings since the beginning of the season, and Now the mentality has to be to go in and do a job.
Mia Williams will be the batter. She has 12 home runs on the year, second most on this Florida team, and she takes the first pitch low in the zone. Next offering, downstairs, that's ball 3. Again, Chaley Clements threw the first pitch of this at-bat, and it also missed the strike zone. Looking for a strike, the 3-0 pitch. That's a walk. 16th walk of the series for Florida. And that'll put runners at first and second. I can't help but think about the strength as well. Kim talking about Kylie Brockman, the catcher for Auburn, the state champion power lifter back in her high school days. Melena Tambora's father, Steve, is the strength and conditioning coach of the Georgia Tech baseball team. So she's been around an athletic and powerlifting, weightlifting family herself as well growing up.
That's right, and the power really lends to the endurance too, of just being able to put in the reps. And
there's a strike, it's 1-1 to Otis.
You know, be ever present in a long season.
Gators looking to add to their 7-0 lead. Auburn looking for their first out of the 6th inning as Otis hits this ball out into the gap. This will play to run for Florida. Corby Otis, as the second run comes in and will score. We've got a 2 RBI double for the Gators left fielder. 9-0 Florida.
Definitely a great at bat for Otis right there, and some very aggressive base running for Florida. See here, Otis stays back, keeps her hands down when that low outside pitch, and really drives it to left center. Abby Smith with a good bit of speed just mishandles it just enough. And the throw coming in from Peralta was a little bit high for Brockman, allowing the runner to slide in underneath. Now Auburn definitely needs the outs to be able to try to work on the offense.
Cassidy McClellan, the batter. She's 0 for 1 on the day with the strikeout. She'll take a strike right here. It's 1-1. A 9-0 lead for Florida over Auburn. As this one gets past Kylie Brockman, and Otis is able to move up to third base.
Ball just kind of squirts away from Brockman. You see there, it's the 13th pass ball for Auburn catching.
That one out of the zone. That was close, but ball 3. Who can throw strikes for this Auburn pitching staff? Big question the Tigers are trying to answer. 3-1 is low for a walk. Every batter has reached so far here in the 6th inning for the Gators. They've now got runners at the corners with no outs, as their shortstop for Florida, Riley Holtorf, will come up to the plate. She homered back in the 2nd inning. Also has a single. And there's Gabby Comia, who started the game. Then we saw Cassidy McClellan pinch hit for her, and now Comia's back in running over at first. So runners at the corners for Holtorf. And she'll take a strike. It's 0-1. 66 on the radar gun from the sophomore Tambora. The velocity's definitely there.
Just need the control.
Up high, nearly got Holtorf to offer at it. 1-1. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch, hit back foul into the seats.
And really, Florida has speed kind of all the way around.
Yeah. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Holtorf. The pitch up high in the zone. It's a full count.
And JJ, I think where we see the difficulty here is with Auburn pitching so many balls that they don't get the Florida hitters to chase after things, chase after some of those close pitches.
Hit down the right field line, foul. That would have been trouble had that been fair. I think with Holtorf's speed, she'd been running for a while, and a couple of runs might have been able to come in and score there.
I agree with you, JJ.
You know, looking at the series, we talked about, we saw a lot of offense in last night's game from both teams. Florida, period, you want to talk about the success of their softball program. With a win today, it will be their 16th straight series win over Auburn, as Holtorf pops this one up foul down the line, and the count will remain full. I mean, they've just had Auburn's number.
That's right. They've been successful on this field as well. It really hasn't mattered if it's here or there.
Right. And anytime you're able to win 16 straight series against an SEC opponent, mad props. Payoff pitch. Popped up, this one playable in foul territory. Amelia Leck with the sliding catch. Heads up base running by Gabby Comia to tag and take second base. But man,
Yep.
a good first out. And yeah, talking with Florida, the success that they've had at Jane B. Moore Field here alone. This was the site of last year's SEC tournament. The Florida Gators, of course, winners of the SEC tournament. Looky there, fun team photo of them after winning it. Back to the top of the order in Kendra Falby.
Falby's really a threat from all aspects, swing away, slap or bunt. With the speed that she has and first base being open, that's the play that Auburn's going to have to make.
.20 pitch, low in the zone for ball 3. Kendra Falby is 1 hit shy of 300 in her college softball career. Climbing the all-time ranks. Any college softball player that's able to say they had 300 hits in their career, you're doing something right at the plate.
That's right, JJ.
There's a strike to Falby. So 3-1 count to the Gators center fielder. This one hit out towards left field. It's a blooper that's down. It will plate the 10th run of the game. Throwing into second, and Falby is safe. The throw definitely got there before Kendra Falby did. The question is whether or not the tag from Rose Roach caught her.
Nice piece of hitting there by Falby.
Auburn's going to challenge this. Mike's not working for the crew chief, Philip Frills, but Auburn is challenging that call at second base. There's no question the throw got there before
right.
Falby did.
That's right.
Here's a look. Throw coming from KK McCreary to Rose Roach.
It looks like she tags her high, but it doesn't look like her foot's there at that first angle.
Looking at that shot right there, as you can see, the call has been overturned after the review. Falby is out. Real quick review. We love to see those.
That's right.
So the call has been changed. That's the second out of the inning. But Florida does now have a runner at third, and that is Kendra Falby's 300th career hit. Taylor Shoemaker takes this one low and away outside for ball one. Falby one hit shy of passing Amanda Lorenz now for second all-time on that Gators program hits leader chart. And she's just the third Gator ever to have 300 hits in a career. If Shoemaker reaches, we'll get a chance to see Jocelyn Erickson come up to the plate again and see whether or not this walk parade can continue for her. Ball three to Shoemaker.
In this angle, it looked like that might have been on the inside corner. Tambora didn't get the call on that. That's a difficult spot. Now 3-0.
Got to throw a strike. She can't. It is a walk. Taylor Shoemaker will take first base. 10th walk today, a season high for the Auburn pitching staff. And now we'll see Jocelyn Erickson come up to the plate. Erickson's been hit by 2 pitches this weekend, and every other time she has walked. First pitch. Inside for ball one. Don't get it twisted. You can see there, 9 homers, 37 runs driven in, hitting nearly 400 at 368. She needs to swing away. She's certainly capable of that.
That's right.
2-0 the count.
And Tambora really just needs to make Erickson put it in play, keep it low in the park.
Here's a strike, and it's 2-1. Good pitch to Jocelyn Erickson. And a good pitch from Melena Tambora. Erickson on the ground to second. Rose Roach has it. She throws over to first for the final out of the inning. The Gators do, though, add 3 runs. Auburn's got 3 out. First pitch to Nelia Peralta, popped up high in the air, out towards center field, and Kendra Falby able to make the play. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Now batting, number 14, Annalie Adams.
Now Auburn had some success last night against Oxley, but part of it is trying to see those pitches.
Another first pitch swinging here from the Tigers, and it's caught by Holtorf. She called off the left fielder there, fortunately able to come up with the out. And Talia Martin is going to come up here and hit for KK McCrary. As Martin will take a strike. Swing and a miss from Martin, and it's 0-2. Auburn's down to their last strike. This pitch hit Martin on the elbow. She'll safely reach first base as that one got away from Oxley.
number 22, Anna Wooler.
Try to find any way possible to get on base, and that's what Talia Martin was able to do, and she does have some speed over there at first.
Yeah.
This one's low for ball 1 to Wohlers.
Good job, Martin, staying in the box there. You have to be in the game all the time, no matter, you don't know when your number's going to be called to come in. Martin does a good job of getting on.
Wohlers will foul this one back. Strike 1.
Crowd really trying to get behind the Tigers right now.
Swing and a miss from Wohlers. They'll throw back to first, and Walsh couldn't hold on to it. Florida tried to quickly steal the final out of the game right there. And once again, the Auburn Tigers are down to their last strike. The 1-2 pitch, just off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Coach Walton said Erickson's good at keeping those runners honest on the bases.